Don't stop dreaming, dreaming. Keep on singing. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Standing tall. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da.
Hello and welcome to That's
What
We
Think.
This is
Shelia Michelet.
and my name is Helmut Reiter.
He loves saying my name.
Yes.
Say it again.
Shelia Michelet.
It sounds like some kind of romantic French
Exactly.
movie, doesn't it?
Shelia, let me see your earrings for your earrings. Perfect.
Bling.
Thank you. By the way, for our guests who are visiting us on this YouTube channel from Germany, Switzerland or Austria, you can turn on down there the subtitles, and so you understand also everything in German as well. Thank you.
Okay, so today we have a serious yet maybe we'll put a little more comical spin on it because it's been all over the world. You know, let's see. Let's open the book of Wise. The smack heard all around the world.
What are you
Dun,
talking
dun,
about?
dun. You didn't hear the smack?
What?
Okay, maybe I have just a little clippet of it, but you probably have to, have some type of...
Ow!
No, here it comes. You didn't hear that? If you didn't hear it, listen again. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I did hear it, I must confess. And just like you said, the smack hurt
Was
all over
from
the world.
the Oscars. Will Smith and Chris Rock.
I know.
Shall I set up the background, though, the foundation, the pretext?
I think everyone knows the pretext.
Well, I'm going to tell it anyway. The pretext is Chris Rock is an Oscar host, okay? Doing the most. He's a comedian and he's also an actor. But first, he's a comedian, okay? Will Smith is an actor. He didn't really start out as a comedian, but you remember Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, okay, and a host of other top blockbuster movies, okay? So he's like an A-lister in Hollywood, all right? And so they're at the Oscars. Chris Rock is doing his routine and getting the audience and everybody else out in Never Never Land, ready with his jokes. He makes a joke about Jada Pinkett. Jada Pinkett is an actress in her own right. She played in a numerous amount of movies herself, Set It Off,
And
Matrix.
is Will Smith's wife.
And she's Will Smith's wife. I was setting the pretext.
Okay,
You don't have
sorry.
to, just breathe over there. Okay. And so what had happened was Chris Rock tells a joke about Jada Pinkett's bald head. He makes a joke, something like, hey, Jada, we're looking for G.I. Jane 2. G.I. Jane is a movie or something like that. Maybe it's a movie that flopped. I don't know because I'm not really into all those kind of movies. But, and so he puts this towards Jada Pinkett. Everybody knows that G.I. Jane 2 is not been made. G.I. Jane 1 was a bald-headed woman, nice looking woman and everything. And so, but still, Jada Pinkett has been very vocal and outspoken about her going bald because of alopecia, which is an autoimmune disease. Okay, that is not funny. And everybody over Hollywood, if they didn't know, now you know. Okay, that she's been very vocal about it. It was very traumatic for her. She has a talk show called The Red. It's on only on internet, called The Red Table Talk. And she spoke about how she was devastated when she got the news she was losing her hair, so she decided to cut it all off. Chris Rock makes a joke about it, but you have to wait. Now, a couple of years ago, he was an Oscar host again, and he made also a joke about Jada Pinkett, but it wasn't about her hair. But for some reason, she is the pun of his jokes every time.
So it's an ongoing story already.
We don't know all the pretext behind stuff.
Not.
These people are people. Okay, that's for one thing. So what? I'm moving on. I'm moving on slowly, but I'm moving. And Chris Rock makes a joke about Jada Pinkett, and it's taken. First, it seemed like some little lighthearted joke. It seemed like when they panned the camera, even Jada first for a second was gonna laugh, and then she kind of rolled her eyes after she realized that, hey,
it's about me.
He's taking a dig at me because I have no hair, knowing that that's been a very traumatic and sensitive subject, and nobody should make fun of people because they have lost their hair.
And the audience itself recognized this as well right away. So they kind of toned down the laughter.
Yeah,
it
yes,
was not
and
really
even
that
Will,
funny in this situation.
And even Will kind of, gave his, I'm sure it was a fake laugh, but when he saw that when he saw that his wife Jada kind of, gave her, okay, everybody can see this. She rolled her eyes and like, oh yeah, another one. I think he felt some kind of way. And just maybe a little bit later, I'll go back into some backstory about Will and Jada. But then Will, off camera, gets up on the stage casually. He didn't run towards. He casually walked towards Chris Rock and slapped the bejesus, like.
Chris Rock didn't know what to do and said, "Oh wow,
yes.
oh wow, that was
yes," because he didn't. Nobody knew what was going on. People started laughing because they thought it was a part of the act.
Of the thing. Chris Rock tried to play it off. That was all still okay, but then Will Smith got back and started cursing and told him, you shut your
he said, don't keep my wife's name out of your bleep mouth. Starts with an F, ends with a...
And he said it twice, back to back. So this was then kind of, that's real, there's something...
Yes, everybody was in shock. They didn't know which way. So, Split are the ones that thought it was funny and a joke, and it must have been set up before. And some people thought, oh, no, that's not a joke, and that's this, that, and the other. So now, that was the pretext behind all of this talk. Now you can go.
Yeah, now is the question, and it's all over the internet, of course, because this is something, everyone saw it on the Oscars. If you do something like this, everyone knows it.
Yes.
Yeah, so everyone talks about it, so we thought we talk about it too.
Well...
it's a point, I must say, when I saw it the first time, I thought, wow, that's a statement. This is some kind of something, knowing that you are now for millions of people, knowing who you are, what you stand for, whatever, and all of that, and then actually go out on the stage and do this. Wow, I'm not sure if I would have be that bold to do that.
Just a question. You're looking all up here. What are you looking for? You're looking for words out of the sky.
No,
okay.
Of course, I'm trying to catch my thoughts and
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, what is your stance on this?
Yeah, I was kind of torn apart, first, because first I thought, just like I said, wow, he stands up for something. Shortly ago we have an episode about principles, and I think that might be some kind of principle thing too, It could have been, this is his principle, don't talk about my wife, you're gonna have a problem with it, Then on the other hand side, we also have an episode before about bullying. I'm not sure if you saw this. You can look it up a little bit earlier,
Yeah, the pretense was mostly about teachers.
Exactly. However, it was about bullying, and I think that Chris Rock did nothing else because he knows just the same.
You're saying that you think he was bullying at this time.
He was making a joke on someone's expenses, and this is a kind of bullying for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah? You think he should have known about her Jada Pinkett's disease?
I'm sure that he knew, because just like you said,
well,
she put
he
it
claims
out there.
he didn't.
And I don't think so.
He claims he didn't know.
If you know it, if you knew, and you knew it before, yeah? because
Yes.
it was on her show and
Yes,
whatever.
because I watched her Red
so
Table Talk.
people know
I like her Red Table.
special comic
Comedian.
comedians. Thank you. Special comedians. They research and they check out stuff. I'm 100% sure that he knew.
Okay.
That's what I think, you know. And the same decision that Will Smith made to go out and know millions of people watching this on television, the same decision Chris Rock made when he was standing there in front of millions, knowing that everyone's watching it, to bully one person in the audience.
Okay,
and
that's a
this
standpoint.
is a point when is enough, when enough is enough, you know, where do you draw this line? Will Smith said that he is used to stuff like this being talked about him and making fun about his person and so, because this is part of the job. Yeah, is it really part of the job in the audience to be treated like this because you're a celebrity?
Well, you know, my opinion is I'm kind of sitting in the middle for a second. Sometimes I'm over on Will's. I can see Will's point that he remembered the jokes about his wife in former years. Now, we all don't know Hollywood in the circles that bind all of these people together. We don't know if he's always been talking about Jada. We don't know if he's even behind the scenes, has he been talking about the Smiths themselves.
But
No. Let me finish.
That makes a point.
Let me finish. Okay? Because I gave you some time, you know.
Yeah.
So let me finish. What I'm saying is that we don't know what has been going on behind the scenes all this time. We always forget that these stars, celebrities, A-listers, they're people. They're human beings. They have feelings, and you know, and we think just because they have money, their feelings must change, or they don't get their feelings hurt. I must go to a backstory. Jada and Will have had a tumultuous marriage. They've had what Jada called entanglements. Pause for the cause. Entanglements. Okay, when other people would just call it good old-fashioned cheating. Okay, and,
Now it's out there.
and no, because Will said it. They had a red table talk about it. You know, because another gentleman came forward and said me and Jada were together and blah 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 blah, all that. And you know, me personally, I don't care. People have entanglements all the time. You know, but because they're so A-lister, Hollywood, you know, the news gets ahead of it and they have to get ahead of the news. And that's what they were doing. They had their red table talk and brought it to the forefront. Will knew about it. This was something that had happened some time ago, but this man was bringing it out because nobody else knew it but the insiders. And, you know, of course, Jada called it an entanglement when she really meant I was cheating. So Will, on that red table talk, Will took it very, you could tell that this was something that was stabbing at him. He called her out and said, entanglement. That's what you had, was an entanglement. And she said, well, you know, we weren't together at that time and you get it all. Okay, so since then, he has had his own entanglements and all this. They've had a marriage that was full of full of wrongs and rights and coming together, but they stayed together. I do believe he genuinely loves Jada. Jada genuinely loves him. And people have been taking digs and shots, and that's what happens in the public life. When you're a comedian like Chris Rock and like there's other comedians, people that probably don't know them, Cat Williams and Dave Chappelle, and you're open, everybody is open fodder. Everybody is, if you're in the audience and he looks at you, he could say, blah, 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 but if he knows you, they are well known. And they're sitting in the front row. So of course they were going to become, but there has to be, in my opinion, something that has happened over time where it was festering and festering. I don't think any person in their right mind would go on national, worldwide, international TV and slap the bejesus out of somebody.
That's why I was saying I don't believe that Chris Rock didn't know about her sickness, because just like you said, they did have some stories, some background, some history. So I really can't believe that he didn't know that. So if he's saying now he didn't know and I'm sorry or whatever, I don't think so.
I don't know if he's saying I'm sorry. He said he didn't know about her disease. That's what I've read. Okay, I didn't talk to him. I haven't talked to him this morning.
Sounds like some excuse to me. Why he did it.
Yeah, but on the flip side, some supporters of Chris Rock said that was unprofessional of Will, and if you're gonna take that posture, at least take it after the show. Or address it in a different way, But obviously, Will Smith felt like you put it out on international TV, I'm gonna slap you.
And this is a decision, because he said, this is the only thing what's kind of weird for me, because Will said it was emotional, whatever, and he felt like this. But this is this is a personal. Big decision.
I tell you what,
it must be much more than you're right.
It's
much
personal.
More than emotional.
My mother used to always tell me that if you want to disrespect someone so bad, you slap them in the face, hit them in the face. It's a slap. It's an open hand slap. It wasn't a punch, which means Will Smith, like I know him, wasn't, in my opinion, going for just the aggressive.
No,
he wasn't trying to fight. Like, we're just going to get out. We're going to duke it out. He wasn't ready. He wasn't wanting to wait till after then. We can just go out in the parking lot.
I think you have a very, very vital point
here. This was
here.
personal.
This was not.
It was an open hand slap. Yeah. And that's what he did.
Because it also was discussed so much, that there's violence and violence never can be happen. Yes, of course it's violence to slap one, but it's much more the respect thing, the disrespect thing.
Yes.
And the way a slap is different than
and we all don't know what could have happened. It could have been something. We're speculating, but it could have been something. What if he would have had a conversation with Chris Rock at some point in time and said, I heard you talk about my wife before. Let's not make that happen again. She comes in this small, teeny tiny dress that was green, really green, and it had a train from here to Mississippi. The whole long dress, you couldn't do nothing but see her. She's a beautiful woman, with hair and without. Do I think it's okay to make fun of people with alopecia? No. But I don't think Chris Rock had that in his mind. However, they could have had a conversation, at least Will Smith, and said, you've been making fun of my wife before. Let's not make that mistake again. What, And what if he said, I'm going to single her out anyway because I'm a comedian, and that's what comedians do, which is half the audience saying, well, comedians, they always take digs at people. They always do this. But we don't know, because it was so personal. The way he slapped her, he didn't just come up and bum rush him. He walked up to him like, why I'm here. I know when he was coming up, he was there because they had the thing. Nobody knows what Will was, lips moved a little bit. The only person knows what he might have said or mumbled is Chris Rock. But he went up and then he said, stop. And he looked at him and turned around and walked off the stage. Not like, he wasn't mad. He wanted to make a point. You did this thing in front of millions. I'm going to do that in front of millions. However, does it make Will Smith look any better? Because nobody knows all of this stuff.
Of course
and we're
not.
Speculating.
Of course not. And exactly, of course not. And he did apologize because he saw that.
You're talking about Will Smith?
That went kind of wrong.
Yeah, but when did he apologize? He didn't apologize when 15 minutes passed and they're like, Will Smith won for King Richard. And he has to go back on that same stage and cry crocodile tears because he was so filled. Now, I'm not trying to make fun of crocodile tears, but I think I'd have sat in my seat a little extra long. I'd have said, why don't you go get the award for me? I think I've made enough appearance for tonight. Okay, somebody else is accepting that, darling. Send it to the back room. No, but he went on stage and he was filled with emotion. Over it's Venus and Williams, the Williams sister. They about their father and about them, but basically about Richard. Williams, the Venus Williams and Serena Williams' father, and they made this movie, and it was good. I haven't seen it. I don't think you have seen it yet. No. And so, but Will Smith was very emotional. Though this speech, the Academy let him speak for 5 minutes, which is unheard of. Because. I don't know that they normally move it along, but he got the award, and I guess they didn't want to get slapped too.
Hello, this time we have something special for you. We have a book from a person who don't read in your hands, she reads in your feet. And through your feet, she can recognize how you feel, how your body is feeling, how your organs are working, etc. It's very, very interesting. I put the link down in the description and also where you can get this book. Yeah? Für unsere deutschen, österreichischen und Schweizer Gäste sage ich es auch gleich noch in Deutsch. Das Buch ist von Uli Wurpes. Sie liest nicht in den Händen, sie liest in den Füßen. Sie kann durch das Erkennen an spezifischer Situationen an den Füßen, kann sie erkennen, wie es in eurem Körper direkt ausschaut, was da mit den Organen vor sich geht, Verdauungstrakt etc. etc. Auch natürlich Beschwerden mit den Füßen selbst. Wirklich ganz ein tolles Buch, sehr interessant, auch sehr lustig aufgebaut. Der Link und die Beschreibung und auch wo ihr das Buch bekommen könnt, ist down in der Description-Ebene.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
So they're like, he ain't gonna slap me next. I'm not cutting the commercial.
Tell him, I don't.
No commercial. He gonna slap the bejesus out of you. Excuse me if I'm using that word in vain. I don't mean. That's just a slang. It's a slang saying he slapped him into the middle of next Tuesday. Okay, Chris Rock will wake up next week and know he's been slapped. I bet you got handprints right now.
Back to the issue, where's the line in the sand? If you know someone is sick and you make a joke about the sickness, I think this is a line in the sand.
But if you know he's a comedian, and he's done it before and he's gone for broke and all of this, Chris Rock isn't, in my opinion, now maybe he is to others, but he's not the creme de la creme comedians. I don't think Dave Chappelle, which is the top, and very funny. Chris Rock is funny at times, but he's funny at other people. Always been funny at other people's expense. Yeah. When he talks about people's appearance. And
that's his thing.
The problem is I don't think some people should talk so much about other people's appearance, because you got to, walk a mile in somebody's shoes and before you do that criticism and stuff. But, he's a comedian. Everybody knows that. But I don't know if you talked about a line. Where does that line stop where you have to sometimes grit your teeth, stand your ground, and not move from that chair, Mr. Smith? Because if he files charges, he said he's not. But because the police want to know, do you want to charge? Everybody in the world saw it. Will Smith is going to lose. Now, just get this. He's worth a lot of money. And if Chris Rock wanted to cha-ching cash in, then that's assault. Yeah. What he did was assault. Course. And not only that, the Academy people, some people are pushing for him to get his little old Oscar taken. It's not little old, but that's just my speech. But get his Oscar taken. Some people are saying, why didn't you sanction him or escort Will Smith out? The problem is this is Hollywood. And Hollywood don't escort Tom Cruise out. Hollywood don't escort Will Smith out. He's now among the elites, okay? He's not just a black man. He's Will Smith. He's transcended that. And so people came up to him in the break. And Denzel Washington, who's an A-lister also. You had Tyler Perry, who's a very well-established director. And also, he plays the character Medea, also a comedian, very funny. But they talked to him. But and also some of the Oscar people talked to him, but they didn't remove him. And I'm sure he was standing on his principle. You do not talk about my wife. It would be different if he just talked about. He should have said something. Look at that old long green dress. Look like Kermit was coming in here. Something like that. Yeah, exactly. It's nasty and it's this, and then some people clicking their gold teeth, and stuff like this. All that money in the room and flu and all this kind of stuff. But he went after something that is so personal to Jada that she made the world know. So you're right. I don't know why Chris Rock would not have known, because little old me knew that she was losing her hair, and she cried and cried and cried. She cried, and it was not just behind the scenes. She cried, and because she lost it before the public. She had to wear different wigs, and everybody knew it was different wigs, but she was battling with her own hair because she has an autoimmune disease. And that's the problem. She has a disease. And so he should have, it's almost like when Mr. Trump made fun of the disabled man, and they were like, don't be going after, because these people cannot help the condition that they're in, and so on those grounds, I believe it was Will's principle to defend his wife. And that they showed other scenes in different clips where Jada gave Will a kiss. For being her knight in shining armor, because they've had a very rough time, according to them, their own stories.
You say this is his character. This is true. This was not a play type stuff where he felt compelled to do something because he.
Who, Will Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I believe that maybe if you got a younger Will Smith from some years ago and everything, and a more immature, I believe he wouldn't have done that because he was on the come up. But once you've arrived, I believe those things go out the window. But I do believe it was on principle. I think he would have slapped him at the BET Awards, the Black Entertainment Awards. He would have slapped him at the Grammys. So and he certainly, slapped him at the Oscars.
And you think he would slap him in the parking lot too?
Yes.
For a situation like this?
Yes, I do. He wasn't looking for a fight. He didn't gear up and say, "Come on."
No. To make the statement, was this a statement in front of 40,000 people, or was it emotionally where he would have done it whenever?
In my opinion, yes, his emotions got the best of him because we don't know what was going on behind the scenes. But because it was so personal, I believe that he would have slapped him anywhere on the planet Earth. He had a slap coming right then, right there, because of I believe that there was things that was said and things that Will Smith thought it's gonna be. I believe there was some talking to before and say, "You're not gonna pick up my wife tonight." Don't do that because that won't be. I really do, because Will Smith was first going, and you can never tell, because even when he was spouting off, keep my wife's name out your bleak mouth, and then he said it twice. Even then, he wasn't enraged. He wasn't. He wasn't enraged because his eyes. He looked like he was hurt for his wife. He looked like she was hurt. He looked like he was defending his wife.
He looked like he was in the movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm gonna say that's true. Because we didn't know whether.
That's why you never know. That's why you never know where the actor is coming in and where not.
No, because his face muscles weren't tense. He just said, keep your my name out of your...
Yeah,
and that's how he was doing it.
Like
and the
an actor
second
would
time
say.
he said it, that's when I saw more of the come down. Like, I'm serious. You know? And Chris Rock couldn't... What else could he do? That was so embarrassing. We're talking about Will Smith. But that was so embarrassing. But I am so glad he didn't do the thing that we always do. Look at our people. He didn't say, you know, I'm going to come back at him because you don't slap me. And then I would have been out like, oh, Mary. Oh, Mary. No, that was, you could... I didn't know because these are all actors, the house full of actors and actresses and blah, blah, blah. I just never saw that on the Oscars.
Of course
that's
not.
Supposed
that's
to be
the
so
first time.
affluent.
That's a night to remember. That was Chris said too, you know.
The slap heard all over. That's Chris Rock.
Did
will
Jada say already something to this whole thing?
Not as I know.
Okay.
Not as I know. All I saw is them do the little like thank you, honey. And the Lupita, whatever her name is, I can't remember her name. She's also an actress. She was in with Chadwick Boseman, I believe. I forgot the name of the movie that she was in with my friend Florence.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, that one. It was. I forgot what it was called, but she was looking like, what just happened? You know, everybody was, the ones that were in shock were in pure shock, but the ones that they thought it was a joke, they were laughing until they figured, oh, wait a minute, he's not joking.
So I read in the internet there's a lot of women actually said that it's unheard of, and you know you cannot preach non-violence and then do all that kind of stuff. But don't women actually would like their husband to stand up for them like this?
Yes.
And I think so too.
I would like it, and I you know, if someone disrespected me for any way, the way I looked, or for something like, you know, and they did it so outwardly. He knew that millions are watching this. This is not just one. This is not just somebody passing by your dinner table and saying, I'm not going to serve you because you're ugly. This is not that. Of course, I would trip them, honey. Don't worry. Is that ugly or what? After he's wearing it. You know what I mean? No. But that, you know, I still say there's more to this story than what is happening. She hasn't said nothing to my knowledge. Will Smith did come out and apologize after the festivities were over. And in his, I guess in some social media platform, he apologized to Chris Rock. His emotions came over, blah, 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 da, da, da. I think that was his lawyer beeping. His lawyer saw it on TV or whatever, or a couple of rows behind him, and was going, what the heck, man? What are you doing? No, because you can be slapped with a lawsuit. Lawyers have been weighing in on on social media. And you know, it's after we talk about it, we're gonna let it to rest, because you know, with everything going on, and to me, with all the stuff and stunts that Trump pulled, that's nothing. That's nothing.
But still, it never happened at all.
No, this man he caused an insurrection that could have just democracy dies in darkness, and still trying. Okay, so what Will Smith and all that whole thing, people say, oh, no, aggression, and you shouldn't be fighting violence and this and that and the other. Look at what happened in Ukraine. Is that violent enough for ya? You mean that violence? I mean, there's violence everywhere. Do we want to perpetuate violence? No, I don't believe that Will would risk his whole fortune over an assault suit. Or to be, he could have been, excuse me, I know I'm talking louder and louder.
Yeah, louder and louder. Let me say something.
He could have been arrested.
Yes, of course. But, you know, these people who are saying the violence and all that kind of stuff, you know, all his movies are in one point is violent in something.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But so, everybody knows it's the movie.
Yeah, it's a movie, but still, you know.
Yeah, but you know.
That's why I said, you know, when he said his words, you know, it looked like a movie. I didn't expect the words from him, of course not, because everyone has the Prince of Bel-Air in their mind. You know, you see that boy and whatever,
Armageddon.
and he still looked the same. But in the movie, even he curses and says stuff, you know, and then you see him doing this on the live cam, and it sounded for me just
this
like
was
a movie.
a real life.
Just like you said, these are real people. They are normal people like we know everyone else. They have feelings like everyone else. Did he have to say it? I think the slap alone would have been enough to make that statement.
Well, no, because I don't know, because that was just the ending. I think Will Smith had to say something when he sat back down, because he knows that nobody knows really what was going on. They thought it was a joke in this, and I did too. For the first day or so, people were talking about this, and I said, "Oh, the comedian's always trying to do something."
You might be right. It would have been seen as
it would have been seen that
staged.
He had. If it was me and I went back to my seat and realized, oh my God, I just walked up on the stage between billions of people and I just slapped the host. Where the po-po? Where the cop? I'm going to be arrested. I'm going to be sued. Did I hit that?
I'm sure he didn't think of that, not even a second.
No, I know, I don't know what he thought about. He thought about something, because when he went back to his seat, he turned around and said, Chris Rock was going, wow. Wait, I'm so sorry. Wow. Wow. Will Smith just slapped the out of me. With an expletive. And I was then, because he not only slapped you, he open hand pressed your face against his, and it was wild slap, like wild disrespect. It wasn't just, He did a grand mal round like this. I saw the slow-mo.
Of course.
And I saw the touch. It was a real slap. I saw Chris Rock's face go.
Other side.
And then he said, wow, wow. And he said, he just slapped me. And Chris Rock seemed stunned, like, what? Why? What? But in a different way. In a different way. I'm analyzing this. I'm wait, let me, Shalia Michelet, investigative. You don't get it?
Go on.
Okay, I was investigating, and I saw the slow-mos, all the things, all the stuff out and stuff. I think Chris Rock knew. He knew. They knew. But other people. And then
knew what?
They knew. See, exactly. Now, here in scene, click, here you go to Will Smith. Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Then keep my wife's name, you see, out. That's what I'm saying. They knew. I believe Chris Rock knew why he got slapped.
Yeah, of course.
And then he knew. But he was, wow. He had to save face, of course. You're still live. Here's the thing. Why did they keep filming? Why didn't they say, okay, commercial break? What about those little people that are running around going, commercial break, cut. The president's been shot. Do you know what I mean? They kept rolling.
Because it was all a big coup, to make the movie a little bit more selling and stuff.
Wouldn't that be something?
No, yeah.
If this was a big ploy.
Everyone's mouth, everyone thinking about it, talking about it, even if everything was going on in the world right now, this made the news.
Yeah, but
still,
in some people's eyes, he's the villain, and Chris Rock is the victim.
Matter.
He just raised Chris Rock's profile, but the only thing is that he raised it in a different way, because Chris Rock, they're saying, oh, wow, what a professional. That's what I heard some of the ladies saying.
No, I was impressed how he played it off to first, How he said, wow, he just slapped it
But this goes along cultural lines, too, just so you know. Because I must say, I got to tell you, that my sisters and my brothers, they're saying, talk about his lady again. Keep her name out your mouth.
Yeah.
But then you have the Caucasian people from the land of Caucasus that are saying, oh, I don't think he should have solved it that way. I'm appalled. You know, they're saying that it wasn't professional. It wasn't this and it wasn't that.
Yeah.
It's principle.
Chris Rock
it's
thought
principle.
he can get through with it, you know, and he was thinking wrong.
It's principle.
He made the bill.
Okay, then let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If somebody would have done that to me and we were at a swap meet, no, I'm just kidding. Not the Oscars. No, we were at a festival. Okay, we can go at the Oscars. Then, would you do the same thing? Let me laugh first.
I don't think so. I don't think I would slap someone.
Yeah.
I might have said something, yeah. I might have yelled something out or so. But, you know, to get up and all that stuff, you know.
That is so you. Everybody listening, that is him. He would think about, oh, man.
I actually was wondering, you know, because they're sitting on the stage, they're sitting just like this. You can walk up the stage
Yeah,
like
you
that.
can walk off the side of the stage. Yes.
The side. He didn't walk around. He just went up. He got up and went on there.
Well, maybe he did
there.
one of his movie moves. And
Maybe it was staged.
tuck and roll. Wouldn't that be something? That's something. But, you know, I don't think Will Smith needs the brownie points for that. I mean, if
You're
he
right,
retired yesterday,
Maybe
he
Chris
could
Rock
still be
needs.
okay. Well,
And he pushed the button so long that he...
I'm not
Had
sure
it coming?
because, you know, if I was anybody, it's like, dude didn't even fight. Not even after. It's like, I would have been laying wait for Will Smith. He'd have had some come with your bodyguards because you're not going to see me coming. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to get you back. You slapped me in front of 14 million people. I mean, it's one thing to be slapped in front of 1, 2 at the most. But everybody, and we heard it. That's the thing. You know, we heard it. So I don't know what's going to come out of this. Everything that we're saying right here, besides what everyone else saw, is our opinions and
That's
conjecture.
what we think. That's why we having this whole
Yes,
thing
of
here.
course,
And
of course. But I'm just saying it's conjecture, it's speculation, and reading things in just like everyone else. And we like to sometimes put a comedic spin on it because at the end of the day, in my opinion, it's now over. It happened.
It's done.
And I'm going to let them people deal with their stuff because
Their
even if he
problems.
have to give a couple of ducats to Chris Rock, he can afford it. You know, because I don't think Will Smith is going to be taken to jail. Now, if he's taken to jail, I'd be like, really? Because I know of a whole host of people that have acted foolishly that aren't in prison.
And I probably will still watch his next movie as well.
I don't know.
Depends on the movie.
No, it's not about that. It's just that I'm not really a Will Smith fan. Sometimes not. You know, I've seen everything that he can do.
Yeah.
He's a good actor, but yeah. If I, Anthony Hopkins, if a nice candy. I hope that's him. I don't know. I hope I'm not getting him confused with the other person. But, okay, so you've already said, because we're going to be closing out, and, you've already said that you would not defend me.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say
You
I would
did.
not defend
You
him.
said I would make a
No, I did
move.
not. I said I probably would yell something out. Yeah.
What would you yell out?
Whatever,
Psychedelic rat!
I would say something.
Stop it right now!
But that's a theme for a different episode.
Well, you didn't ask me. But
If you wanna know-
you didn't ask me. You didn't ask me. Blah, 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 blah. You didn't ask me what I would do.
If someone would say something about me?
Yes.
What
Oh,
would you do?
I've done it at a club. Remember, we was at the club.
Oh, yes, you did.
I sure did.
Yeah.
I defended you.
You slapped the person verbally. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. I used my words. I didn't use my hands. Okay?
So you said it's better to use the words than the hands.
If he would have sat there and screamed that, whatever he screamed from the audience, I'm sure that Chris Rock would have known after we're out of the public eye, I may have some talking to do. And I think it could have been, I think it could have been settled better. Yes, I do.
Yeah, so this is a different scenario. That's interesting. Yeah. You're right. That might be.
You know,
Might be the better point.
but just like I said, something else went on. I'm telling y'all, stay tuned in the news. Not to us. We're not going to talk about it again. I'm sorry.
But if you want to know a little bit more about us, please subscribe. Put also the alarm on. Then you get the information each time when we have a new episode coming up.
Yeah, you got to like, comment, share, subscribe. Then you'll know what we're going to be doing on That's
What
We
Think.
Don't stop dreaming, dreaming. Keep on singing. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Standing tall.